We have our last guest, last but certainly not least, Dante Hitchcock. I know he's been on standby, so let's get him in.
What's up? What's up?
Hi,
Hey there, how you
Dante.
doing? What's good
Good.
with
How
you?
are you?
I can't complain. Doing the best I can.
I love that you're wearing your orange shirt for
Oh,
SoundCloud. I
yeah,
know that was
yeah.
completely planned.
I know orange, you know what I'm saying? Orange my favorite color and SoundCloud one of my favorite apps. So yeah, we here.
There we go.
hmm
Orange is your favorite color. I never hear anyone say that.
Yeah, orange and blue.
Oh my God. Orange and blue. All right. I
hmm
love it. So I just want to kind of, I'm curious, how have you been during this whole quarantine thing?
It's been taking it kind of like one day at a time for real. I mean, the best you can be sitting inside the same four walls every day, but it is what it is. How you been doing?
I mean, I've been okay. I feel the
Yeah,
same. Like,
yeah.
grateful some days and some days lonely and wishing this
I
was not the situation, but like
I
here we
feel
are,
that.
you know?
I feel that. Yeah.
As I say, like, thank God for weed because
Yeah, I'm about to say,
if I smoke, I don't know how I would be
yeah,
surviving.
I ain't gonna cap you down. My edible intake has shot up a lot more since we've been stuck in the crib.
You
A
and
lot
me
more.
both, my friend. It's
Yeah.
slightly alarming, but also like at this point, I don't even care. It's like how it's my survival, you know?
Yeah, I
So
feel
what
that.
have you been creating? Like have you been going in the studio? Have you been writing? Like what's kind of been your quarantine vibe creatively?
Shit, I really been posted up at my girl spot. That's where I'm at right now. We got the studio at my house. So every now and then I jump back and forth, you know what I mean? But for the most part, I've been here. You know what I'm saying? Me and my girl, we be cooking. We got food over here. We got snacks, all the edibles and all that stuff. So I'm good where I'm at. You know what I mean?
You're like, look, I'm taken care of. Do you cook? Let me ask, are you the cook or is she the cook? Or is it a mixture?
I'm real iffy with the cooking. I can do what I can to survive. You know what I'm saying? We can make some chicken. We can make some ramen noodles, dress them up real nice. You know what I mean? Tacos, this, that, and the third. So I can survive. I got the essentials. And she gonna dress it up for real. She gonna make the lasagna or the lobster mac and this, that, and the third. So I'm just here to taste test.
Right, exactly. Someone needs
Exactly.
to be. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I love it's a good mixture. You know what I mean? Like you can make a couple things. She makes the
Yeah.
real shit. And
It's
then like you
balanced,
do the
man.
dishes,
Yeah, about to
you
say
know?
somebody gotta eat. Somebody gotta try it first, you know what I mean, to let you know if you cooked it good. So that's what I'm here for. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly. So let's talk about your new album that you dropped. Better.
Okay, okay, okay. What you wanna know?
Well, I will tell you, I listened to it this weekend
Yeah.
because, I needed to get prepared and shit and like do my
Okay.
job. So I knew what I was
Alright.
talking about. I was totally feeling your vibe.
Hey man, say man, thank you. I appreciate that, man.
I really loved it. So like, look, I mean, I'm gonna let you talk about it a little bit more, but my first impression and kind of my first take on it is like I love and look, don't be offended if this is not how you wanted people to take it. But you
What
have
you
a
got?
lot of your feet, the way you talk about relationships in this album.
Mhm.
Um, you talk a lot about relationships, but like in a like, but I feel like it kind of bounces back and forth between like a girl's perspective and the male's perspective. I don't know. It was
Mhm.
a lot of relationship vibe, is like what I
Yeah,
got from album.
yeah.
Is that a like an
I
appropriate
mean,
takeaway, right?
yeah, that's definitely something I like to pride myself on, man. I done been through my share of relationships, and right now I'm what 6.5 years in with me and my girl, so I got a lot to talk about. Yeah,
You do, you have
a
a
whole
lot
bunch,
to talk
a whole
and you've been
bunch.
through so much. I would, in a 6.5 year relationship, you've had the ups,
Yeah,
you've
yeah,
had the downs, you've had the whole
for
thing.
sure.
So you have the plethora to pull from. It was just, you know what? Honestly, when I listened to it, my first reaction was like, it was just refreshing.
Nah,
It was a refreshing vibe. Like, I mean, I love music. I listen to music all the time,
yeah,
and it was, I don't know. I loved your whole take on everything. That was like
I
kind of my
appreciate
first
that.
impression. Like, I was like, oh,
Yeah,
I love this like vibe, your take. I also love that like some of your stuff has like a little bit more. I wouldn't know if I want to call it an R&B vibe. Do you ever call it that?
slick. I'm about to say I listen to more R&B than I listen to rap. You know what I mean? So that definitely influences me a lot. I listen to a lot of old school Anita Baker, a lot of new, like, well, not new, but newer Usher, like Confessions album, all of those things. Like, those really played a big role in my upbringing because that was a lot of the things that my mom was playing in the crib. So R&B really is like a really big influence on my music and me in
Well, you
general.
can like, you can
Yeah,
tell, like, listening to it. Like, there are you know what I mean? Like, even though, like, you're in, like, that rap category of, like, things, obviously, but I listen to it as like, "Oh, there is some R&B flavor here."
I,
I also like your cadence because it's, like, one of those things, not that it matters, but, like, I can rap along to, and sometimes that's all that matters. You know what I mean?
that's fine. That's fine. I gotta hear you do a verse one of these days, man.
I don't know if we need that, but I will tell you that I liked it. But
Thank you.
I one of the songs that I loved the most was your track, with Six Black that you did.
Oh, man, he gonna kill y'all if y'all keep calling that man Six Lack, man.
What is
It's
it called?
black.
What is
It's black. It's just black. He put the six in
it?
front,
Okay,
so I
don't
get
make
it. It's
funny.
confusing as hell.
Well, it is kind of confusing,
It is.
but
It's
okay.
confusing. All right, let me break it
Look, this
down.
is what
So,
all kids learn.
yeah, all right, I got you.
Okay.
So look, black
No,
is
yeah, tell
pronounced
me about
black,
that song.
but he's from. All right, let me tell you about his name first, just so everybody get it right in here. So his name is Black. He's from. We got zones in Atlanta, zone 1 through 6, and Black is from zone 6. So he put the six in front of his name as the B because that's where he's from. So that's Black. Yeah. So that's my partner.
Thank you for that.
Oh, no problem. No
I appreciate
problem. I got you. No problem. A little history lesson in here. So yeah, that's my partner for sure. I mean, I met him probably about 4 years for the first time for real, but I already knew about his music because my partner had put me on to it. But fast forward, you know what I'm saying, time goes on. I ended up going on tour with him in 2018. Late 2018, we
yeah,
were on tour for like 2 months. So I'm about to say the run with the song. After that, it was really a no-brainer. It's like an alley-oop. I'm about to say we got cool from there. Shit, I respect his music, he respect mine. We went on to make some crazy ass shit, man. So it's beautiful. Beautiful.
I love that track.
Man,
It
thank you.
was definitely one of my favorites for
Appreciate it.
sure, and it seems to be the one that, like, the SoundCloud listeners are loving too, like, those plays are through the roof.
Yeah. We just cracked like a million. I think we just cracked like a million on one platform today. Like, but all in all, I think we had like 10 million plays on it. It's been going up crazy. It might be more than that for real.
That's
Huh?
amazing. I mean, look,
Thank
I
you.
kinda gave you my pick, but I'm curious for you because you've spent a lot of time with this music, like, do you and like, I know it's like picking your favorite child, so maybe this is a terrible question. Do
Facts.
you have a favorite track on this? Like, do you have some like, is there a song that you just love on this
Yeah, yeah.
album for different
Yeah, yeah.
reasons?
That shit funny because you said it's like picking your favorite child. Everybody got a favorite child though. It is what it is. Shit.
You just don't always
Let's
wanna tell people, you know?
what? Man, my mama got a favorite child. It's me. Don't tell my siblings that, but you know, um, let's see
To be
which
honest, I
one.
feel the same
I think my shit change every day for real, for real. Like some days it's how TF, how the fuck. Some days it's attitude. We got a song called Attitude on there with Young Nudie. That's crazy. That should be making me want to run through a wall. But when I'm not feeling like running through walls, it's probably gonna be like Mother God, growing up slash Mother God. That's my favorite one today. That is
I
my
love
favorite
that
one.
one. I loved
Man.
that one. Who produced this project?
In its entirety, my partner, my roommate, my brother, I live with him. His name is Brandon Phillips Taylor. Yeah. He cold with it.
Oh, amazing.
Cold. He cold with it. We just go downstairs. Like I wake up, go downstairs, and we recording. And we own it.
How did you guys hook up? Like, how did that relationship start? Is this something from, like, growing up, or did you guys meet creatively?
All right, look. So this is kind of a long story. I'm gonna try to give you the paraphrase version, but all right, look. So I went to Georgia Southern University. I was down there for like 3 years before I dropped out. And I had a roommate at one point. His name was Reggie. So Reggie has a sister. She was a stripper, but she used to rap too. So she used to come to my producer now, Brandon Phillips Taylor house. They used to work together. So from there, Reggie sent his sister some of my music early on, and the stripper sister, played it for Brandon. And from there, we linked up. I went to like Minnesota for 5 months after I dropped out to go build snowmobiles and four wheelers. But then when I came back, one of the first things I did was pull up at his crib. And we've been making music ever since. So that's the short story.
Yeah, but that's a great story.
It's trippy, man. I'm
That
about to
is a
say the
great
world work.
story. That is like when I say, like, just, like, it's like a musical soul connection. Like when you meet people like that, like from like a creative perspective, that like
Yeah,
you vibe in that way, like
yeah.
that, that is so hard to come by.
Oh, nah, I about to say you can't make this up, man. Like the universe work in wild ways. I about to say just let it do its thing and take me where it want to go. Yeah.
That's it. But you also had to put in a little bit of work too. Like if you wouldn't have swung by his place on that, you know what I mean? It's like you had to
Oh
do
no, for
your due
sure,
diligence.
for sure, for
But
sure.
I love that story. I love how I love kind of hearing how like, people connect and that whole thing. I mean, we have a lot of people that are tuning in right now that, especially and also on SoundCloud, 50% of the people that use SoundCloud are creators, whether they're producers or rappers or, writers or whatever that is. The number one thing that I get hit up, I'm sure you do too, my DMs, whatever. People just want to know like, how do I get on? How do I, what do I
Facts.
need to do to get people to
Yeah,
pay attention to me? What
yeah.
do you have a piece of advice for that?
Yeah, yeah. I about to say my partner when back around the time when I first met B after I dropped out, I think I went back down to Southern for like some concert or something like that. But we were finna put out a mixtape for the first time, me and him. And I had called one of my older partners who I used to rap with, and he had told me he was like, he kept it a buck with me. He was like, all right, if you put this mixtape out tomorrow, who's really gonna give a fuck about it? Like, really, and it wasn't no disrespectful type of thing. It was really just like a reality check that I needed. Cause it was like it's a sea of people doing the same thing. Just like you said, it's I don't know how many users you said there are on SoundCloud, but at least 40 to 50% of them do the same thing that I do, try to make music and express themselves. So he told me, he was like, try to find out whatever it is that makes you different and whatever it is that makes you stand out from the sea of other people trying to rap, sing, or whatever it is, and put a magnifying glass on it. Exploit it. Do whatever you need to do to put it in folks' face. And like at the time, I don't know if you know like my whole backstory, but I got signed from doing raps in the car, from freestyles in my car. And at the time, like that wasn't even a thing. When I first started it up, wasn't nobody really doing it. And that was what I took and used it to my benefit. And from there, I about to say we've been going ever since. So, yeah. Take whatever it
No, I
is
love
that makes you feel.
that's kind of the story I was wanting to get to because I think
Yeah,
what you said exactly is perfect. It's like you found what you were really good at and you
yeah,
did it every
yeah,
day. So
yeah.
I was curious, like you hooked up with Storm, which, if people don't know, part of the J.
Mhm,
Cole crew, that whole thing. How
mhm.
did you get hooked up with them and did they discover you from your freestyles and doing all of that? Or how did that all come
Yeah.
about?
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly how it happened. I was doing freestyles in the car. I got into an accident. This was probably like I think like 2016 too. And once I got into the accident, the people who hit me, they had bread. Like I'm talking about bread, bread. So they had put me in a drop top. I was in like a drop top Camaro for like 3 weeks to a month. So my little brother, he hit me. He was like, "Bro, you need to rap in this. You need to do some videos." I was like, "Shit, bet." I was trying to flex. I pulled the top down in the first video and everything, like in the video. So I was really just enjoying myself and shit. But after I think maybe 3 weeks, I started getting hit up by random people. Like first it was Charlemagne, he hit me up. Then it was Wale, he hit me up right after, and it was like just a continuous motion. And then from there, Mark Pitts, the like president over there at the urban side of RCA, the owner of By Storm, all that, he hit me up in my DMs. And at the time, like I didn't even think it was real. I thought it was bullshit because he hit me and I was like, okay, this is some scam. I didn't even hit him back the first time. He hit me again. And I was like, oh shit, this is really legit. And in like 2 weeks' time, he put me on a plane to New York, and we was up there discussing it. So yeah, it was crazy, crazy as
I
hell,
love that story. Look, that
man.
is a mix of like hustle, and you got some
Yeah,
good people in your corner, man.
I
I'm
know for
like,
sure,
that is a
for sure.
group of people.
Yeah,
Like, that's awesome. No, I love hearing
thank
those stories. I love hearing, like, you were out there hustling. You were just doing you. You know what I mean? And I think that's what
you.
people pick. It's authentic mixed with skill. That there's this
Mhm.
fine line that people, we've all come across amazing artists and rappers
Thank
or producers that, like people
you.
have never heard of, but you kind of have to have that other extra. What people don't realize is you have to put in the work
Facts. Big
as an
facts. I'm about to say
artist,
that. Yeah, I'm about to say work without
and that's what you were
prayer
doing.
without work. Yeah, faith without work, prayer without work, all that shit dead. It's dead. It doesn't mean anything. Like you can believe all you
That's what I
want,
tell
but until
people.
you get up, yeah. So
Get
yeah.
up, do it, and put it out there. You can have 100 songs on your SoundCloud on private, but if no one's hearing it, it don't
It don't
matter.
mean nothing. It don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Do
you
you have
know.
a piece of advice, like, for a lot of these? I mean, I know we talked about it a little bit, but, like, there's just so many kids, especially right now, are just sitting at home and just wanting to make that that beat
Yeah.
wanting to get heard. It's like, what, besides just putting it out, do you have anything else you kind of like to say to them?
I mean, straight up, like, all right. So I got a story. I was on the Revenge of the Dreamers 3 joint, the project with
Yep.
Cole, all those guys, Dreamville. And at the time, like the first day they announced it, when they announced the golden tickets, when everybody was posting them up, I didn't get an invite. And I was pissed. I was mad as hell. I hit my manager up and everything. I was like, damn, because these my folk. I know half of them. At the time, I'd already knew Jid, Earth Gang, and all them guys because we are from Atlanta. I had met Cole like twice. I met Boss once. I was on tour with Ari and Black, so I knew these guys already. So I was like, damn, they recording in Atlanta, they doing a project, and ain't nobody hit me up. I was like, okay. I had to make a decision. It was like, all right, so I've already been working, but now it's time to shift it up a whole nother notch. That day alone, I told my manager, I was like, look, if I'm not gonna be on this, if they ain't respecting it to the point where they think I should be involved, I gotta really snap this year. So literally after we got out that phone call, I wrote like 10 verses. And it was like, bro, I'm gonna put in the work. I'm gonna go ahead and put in the work no matter what anybody else has to say about it. The next morning, I got my ticket. Like the very next morning. And literally, I say all that to say, dog, like when you working in silence, when you working and doing it yourself, the universe has a way of like aligning everything the way it needs to be. Like you're not working, or you are working. And if you are, if you aren't, everything else that happens around you is gonna reflect that all the time. It's just gonna line up exactly how you work towards it. So keep working,
Facts.
keep working.
I love that. You know what it reminds me of? Have you watched the Michael Jordan documentary, The Last Dance,
Hell
yet?
yeah. What? Hell yeah.
Okay. I'm watching the last 2 episodes tonight, but it's so, like, hits me, like, watching that documentary and, like, we all knew Michael Jordan was, like, the best, right? The GOAT, like, he was
Yeah,
smart, but his work ethic was that's what I took away from watching this, is just how unparalleled his work ethic was, and that goes
I was
across the
like,
board.
no cap though. Michael Jordan was a sociopath. He was crazy.
Well,
He was insane, bro. Like
he
he was
was that
different.
too.
But yeah,
But you know what? Like, the work ethic, you when you see something like that, and when I talk with artists, there's there's a certain thing that, and I'm sure you find it too, as the more that you kind of, like, are around these people. Like, there's certain people you're like, oh, they're gonna make it, and there's some people you're like, oh, they're never gonna make it,
for
based
sure.
on how the work that they're willing to put in. And I think
Yeah,
your story just kind of aligns to that. Like, you didn't get that first invite, that golden ticket and you're like, well, I'm gonna prove to them. And then the next day, you know what I
it
mean? It's
happened.
like, and even
Yeah,
if you wouldn't have, your mentality was, I'm going to prove to them. I'm going to go and put in work. I'm not going to sit, for a week and take a vacation and sulk about what your
nah,
first thought was. I'm going to go back into the studio and I'm going to prove it. And that
facts.
mentality is unparalleled.
Yeah, but so you can't play no games with these folk, man. Play no games.
That's it. That is it. What are you listening to right now? Like, what's really, like, I mean, I know you just put music out, but is there anything else that you've been checking out that you're really digging right now? There's been a lot of great music.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm about to say some things aren't hitting as hard though because we in quarantine. Like, and I can't be in a certain environment that I usually would be in certain to listen to certain artists. But I'm still taking in a lot of music. Like that Future just dropped. He got a song on there called Accepting My Flaws. Crazy. I probably done ran it back like 100 times. I gave the Polo G a spin for the first time. It's pretty good. I like it too. Who else? Who
Yeah.
else? I'm listening to a lot of Smino. Bro, crazy. I don't know if you heard of bro. He from St. Louis. He
No.
cold. Yeah, he cold. He real cold. Hall and Oates. I love them. You heard of Hall and Oates? What you know about that?
Of course.
You know about Hall? What's your favorite Hall and
Of
Oates song?
course.
What you got?
Of course. Of course.
What you got? What's your favorite one?
Look, of what?
Hall and
Of
Oates.
what I'm listening to? Of Hall& and Oates?
Yeah,
I don't know if
they
I'm not
got
good with, like, the favorite one of,
man.
like, that is not my forte.
That's Sarah Smile, Crazy, Man Eater, Crazy, Private Eye. They got hella shit. Like I really been on a real old
They
school
do.
soul way. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I'm
I
about to
love
say
that
it's
old
a mixture.
that's the thing. I met Hall& and Oates. They came
Oh,
one
for real?
day. They came through.
Oh,
Yes, they came
that's
through,
oh,
at an old job. It was like one of those things where you're just like, I remember growing up, like, my parents playing this, you know what I mean? It's like
yeah,
just a history, like,
yeah.
feeling that vibe. my music this like I just have been so impressed with all the music that's been coming out during this like whole quarantine. Like I just feel like
Yeah,
everyone's project has been really good.
yeah.
And we need it right now more than ever. Like we need it more than ever right now. But I think you're
Oh
right
no,
though.
we
We're not
definitely
listening to it at the same time. It doesn't not every album hits the same when I'm like by myself in my
'cause it's
apartment,
like
you know?
I'm literally just sitting in the crib. I ain't turning up. Besides, like these edibles, we not really hotboxing with nobody. We not drinking. We not
Right.
going to the club, going out. So it's like certain songs and certain like artists who provide the vibe for those type of environments. It's like it ain't the same, man. It ain't the
It ain't the
same.
same. I feel
Yeah.
you.
So yeah, it's crazy, but I ain't never
So
really
I mean
peeped
I know
how.
it's kind of hard. No,
Oh,
go
go
ahead.
ahead, go ahead.
Sorry. I just stepped right on you.
Oh, I was about to say I ain't never really peeped how much environment affects like how you listen to certain music until now.
Well, because we took it for granted. You just never
Hell
had to
yeah.
think about it. So it's just,
Yeah.
you took it for granted. I feel the same. It's like there's certain tracks and like certain albums I've listened to that I'm like, oh shit, this would have been so much better if I could be like sitting with my friends and you know what I
Big
mean? Or,
facts.
get
Big
ready
facts.
to go out or,
Yeah.
that drive to the club when everyone, like those
Yeah.
moments that like,
Yeah.
that those turn up moments you just completely forget. But yeah, I mean, I just have been so impressed with the music that's been coming, like in general.
What you been listening
It's
to?
been What have I been listening to?
Yeah.
I I mean, look, my number 1 is that Kehlani album. I am just, like, obsessed, I can't get enough
Ooh,
of
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Like, it
Shit
is
crazy.
just hit me in all the right places.
Yes.
I also, I think, like, it's a good drive album for me. This weekend, I did the same. I listened to the Future album. I listened to Polo G to just, like, check
Yeah.
him out. I listened to your album this weekend, so I knew what I was talking about when we met.
Thank you.
Um, you know? But
I
I
feel that.
just have been really impressed. Like I've been really just like the music that's coming, I just think has been really great. Like whether it's, a lot of people are just dropping like quarantine singles, like kind of like one-off tracks or, projects that they were kind of half working on that now they're like have time to go back and
Mhm.
finish. There's been a
Yeah.
lot of those like surprise moments that I think have been good. Like even Drake kind of like dropping, the
Oh
little mixtape,
yeah,
like that
damn, I
kind of.
forgot about this shit. Yeah. A lot of people were giving
And that's the hard thing that's crazy in this quarantine time is like that came out 2 weeks ago and that feels like a lifetime ago. Like we're
it's
moving
crazy.
so
It's crazy. I done lost track of
yeah.
days. I'm about to say I'm
So
convinced
forget
myself that time is an illusion, and none of this real no more. None of
We've
it.
all, look, all I know is I need to be like up and ready for this show. After this, I have no idea what happens.
I'm about to say the edibles definitely don't help with that either at
That
all.
is true. But look, that is my survival line at this point. So,
Facts. Big facts.
is there any? I just want to see. I know there's a bunch of questions coming in on our Twitch comments chat
Okay.
section, so I just want to make sure we get a couple of those people. We have one coming in for I don't know how to pronounce these people's names.
Mhm.
DJinx02. Do you listen to East Coast rappers like Joey Bad and Flatbush Zombies?
I was real heavy on Flatbush Zombies a minute ago. I haven't gone back and listened to a lot of their newer work. I about to say this was kind of like what 2014, 2013, between those times when I was still in school or right before I dropped out. Joey Bad, yeah. Joey Bad cold as hell. Cold as hell. So yeah,
Just
even
just
other guys, huh?
so yeah, it was just a question that came in. So
Oh yeah, for sure. Even then some of
um
the newer guys on the East Coast, like you heard of Griselda, Conway, and all those guys. West Side
no.
Gun, man, they
Yeah, I
cold
know
too.
Atlanta for sure.
Yeah, yes, they're cold. Benny the Butcher, all them guys, they cold too.
I love it. Another question that came in from Cloud in Music. What would be some producers that you want to work with?
Hmm. Me and Timberland got the same birthday, so he definitely on the list. And that's like my producer right now. That's his favorite producer. So we both want to go ahead and get that experience in. So yeah, Timberland, Metro Boomin. I got some jump with Tay Keith. That's crazy. I was about to say him, but we did something at the Revenge of the Dreamer session. That's nuts. So Take Heed, Metro Boomin, Timberland, definitely Pharrell too. Pharrell and probably Kanye too. Yeah, that's my top
Yo,
5 list.
those those are some
Yeah,
good producers.
yeah. I really
Approves.
want to get on
I
Pharrell,
approve
man.
of there
Appreciate
is
it.
there's rumor and talk that the Neptunes are getting back together, are going to be producing again.
Yeah, I heard. They said they're supposed to drop another tape. I don't know how soon, but definitely looking
Me
forward to
either.
that.
I keep hearing. I'm ready
Yeah,
for it.
yeah. Whispers
So,
here and there.
you know,
Yeah, I'm waiting for it.
I just when you said Pharrell, it just made me think of that that's supposed to be coming, but I haven't seen anything yet.
Yeah. Have you
I
been
could
watching
see
the
doing
versus
like you
battles?
and Pharrell together or you and the Neptunes together, like that vibe would be sick.
Oh yeah, yeah. Crazy. Big crazy.
Well, we'll
Have
just
you been
put it in the
watching?
universe and hoping that like it comes back to us. You know what I mean?
I know for sure. Manifestation is the move. Me and my girl, we
You
just
got to
started
put it
doing
out
some stuff
there.
like that. Yeah.
I
Oh yeah.
completely agree. Well, we're almost, I mean, I just wanted to say thank you for taking the time to talk with us. And we're almost out of time, but I did want to kind of end with a quick game that I'm calling rapid fire.
All right, what you got?
But before we start with the game, I just want to make sure if there's anyone that you wanted to shout out or anything that you wanted to say, I wanted to give you a moment and opportunity to do that.
Hey man, shout out to all my family, everybody, all my partners, my manager Chris, my producer Brandon Phillips Taylor, my videographer Garfield, who is GLP, and big shout out to my little brother. Today is his 19th birthday. So happy birthday to little bro. Yes, yes. It's 19th birthday, May 18th. Little tourist baby. He out there living it up right now.
Happy birthday!
Yeah, man.
That's
So yeah, shout out to
exciting
all
for
them.
him.
Heck yeah.
So see, I'm glad I asked that. Like, good for him to I like giving him the shout out for his 19th
Yeah.
birthday. And what a shitty way to have to spend it. So we gotta make it special, you know what I mean?
Ooh. We trying to. After this, I'm gonna go pull up on him and just see what he doing. Cause I know the quarantine got everybody birthdays kind of shook. But we're gonna make the
It's just
best of
like you
it.
can't do what you want. You know what I mean? You can't do the normal hang with your
Yeah,
friends. And that makes you
yeah.
feel good on your birthday, you know?
Right.
Before we go and we get into this game, I just have to ask you because I haven't talked about this yet. Did you watch Versus this week with Nelly and
Yeah.
Ludacris?
That's literally what I was finna ask you about. Heck yeah. I about to say, I'm from Atlanta. So folks was trying to tell me that Nelly was gonna beat Luda and I wasn't hearing it. Luda got that boy out of here. Out of here.
It it wasn't
Wasn't even
even
close
close.
at all.
It wasn't even
At
I
all.
thought look, I didn't think Nelly was gonna win because Luda has so many joints that people forget that he was on. Like he started pulling out shit that literally forgot
Exactly.
about, you
Exactly.
know? And then you forgot how fire they were, man. Like we just
Listen,
haven't heard
man.
from Luda in a minute, you know? So
Folks started
like
saying folks started saying Ludacris in them Fast and Furious movies and forgot he used to be crazy with it. Crazy.
Yo, his flow, the way he fits in those pockets, like when he raps, this is about as deep as I get with my rap knowledge and things of that nature. So if I'm saying anything that sounds too crazy, please feel free to correct me. But
I
like
got
that's
you.
what I always talk about Luda. You know what I mean? Like he fit in those pockets so well, but so clear. And like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I'm excited to see what the next verses is. Who would you like to see, do you think?
I think Pharrell would be crazy against anybody. Anybody. Like
Me too.
if we going into Pharrell's bag, I think Pharrell and Kanye would be good. I want to see somebody go against Jay, even though Jay-Z will never do a versus battle. But we've been having arguments about who we think could like stick with him. I think Snoop can. I think all right. So I think DMX would lose, but I think DMX got a solid 15 songs that he can give Jay a run for his money. Who else? It's somebody else I would think about. Cause like we trying to keep it in the same area. Cause of course I think Drake can go with him or Lil Wayne can go with him, but they from a whole
Yeah,
different
but
era.
that's a whole different
Yeah,
era.
yeah,
But
yeah,
you know what the blogs are saying online is like who wants to go against Jay and it will never happen as LL Cool J has been like shouting out. Like this goes back now if you take it like way back to like the days when like LL and Jay were like coming up together, but LL has been asking for Jay. And I'm like, that is the worst
Um,
mistake LL could have ever made.
yeah. I was about to say I don't know if that's gonna end too well for Buddy, cause that bag
I
ain't deep
agree.
enough. Bag ain't deep
I
enough.
completely
Not at
I
all.
completely agree. But I think that's just a personal thing from back in the day when they were both kind of coming up and it was, battle at the label between who was getting
Yeah,
it. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
that whole thing. I mean, I would love to see Jay do it, but he wouldn't. But my next person is I would
Nah.
love to see Snoop. I would love to see Snoop do it with
That
someone.
Snoop got a Snoop got a crazy catalog. And I think people
Crazy.
forget that too. He has a crazy catalog. So yeah, I
And,
think
like,
Snoop
for
would be
even if it's
interesting.
not 20 years, you know what I mean? Like, 20
Yeah,
years worth, like
yeah.
yeah. I
So
would vote
yeah.
for a Snoop and Jay even though I know we'll never see it,
Oh yeah, that's
but
never gonna happen. Jay ain't
no.
never gonna get on Instagram and do
You
nothing.
know, he would never, but it would be amazing if he did. Like, that would be a break
It
the
would.
internet moment,
It really would.
you know?
Yeah.
But it just also shows you, like, he just doesn't have to, but it would be really fucking great if he
Yeah,
did.
about to say, straight up. If Jay did it, man, that'd be historic, dog. I don't think it's gonna happen though. Matter of fact, I know it's
No.
not gonna happen. But we could
Yeah,
dream.
I was just gonna say, like, that is not even something I would bet money on. Everyone else maybe, but there's just no way
Yeah.
Jay would. But we can all dream, and it's fun to talk
Facts.
about. You know, like that's what I love
Facts.
about this versus thing. For those of you who maybe don't know what we're talking about, just look it up. It's all over. Like if you don't know, just Google it. But I what I've loved about versus is like it's gotten us all talking and like
Yeah.
all talking about music again. It's created such an amazing moment, like what they've done. I love what
Yeah.
Swiss is like. I just think that's so cool and so organic and for the fucking fans, not for
Yeah.
anyone. This isn't an industry thing. This isn't because someone has a new album out. This is like just for the
Yeah.
fans.
It's beautiful, dog. Like
It's
it feels
amazing.
like a moment. Yeah. I'm about to say it's really cool that it's happening now when we really don't have much to I'm not gonna say much to look forward to, but when time seems so bleak, I about to say you remember what music is for in the first place. Like a lot of this music came about to heal and to help. So it's actually doing the same thing right now. Here, and this is bringing joy to a lot of people. And I'm about to say it's giving a lot of people something to talk about and something to do and listen to some
And
of their
it's something that
favorite
we're
songs.
all like, I think no, for sure. And it's something that like at least like for me, like my friends, I'm sure with you, it's like we're all sitting around watching it at the same time. So like we haven't had
Yeah,
something like that in a long time where like it's a community moment where like we're
yeah,
watching it and my text chains are going off and it's like
crazy.
everyone talks about it. I just think it's been so cool for music and for the community
Yeah,
and it's been really
yeah,
fun. It's been a fun thing to watch, especially during that, during this whole time. I'm excited to see who the next one's gonna be.
me too. I about to say I agree with you on that. I definitely agree.
I have like it has been such a pleasure getting to meet you and talk to you. I have like I could sit here and talk to you all day, but I know I just
Likewise,
realized
man.
that you and I conversation.
Yeah,
There's a whole other group of people listening, but it has just like I have really after listening to your music and now like talking to you, I just like I
yeah.
am a new fan for
Man,
sure.
thank you so much. I appreciate that, man. It's been great talking to you
Of
too as well.
course. And
Pretty
thank you
cool, man.
for joining us. And I don't want to end you. I got to do my quick rapid fire game with you.
Alright, what you
Um,
got?
okay, so I'm gonna set the timer for 1 minute. I'm gonna ask you
Okay,
questions, and just the first thing that comes to your mind, just like throw it out there.
okay, got you.
You ready? And if you can't think
Yep,
of something, just like say skip, and we'll move on to the next. Okay?
bet.
Ready? And one, two. What is your favorite TV show?
Ozark right now.
What is your favorite movie to watch?
How high? Funniest
Who
movie of
is your
all time.
celebrity crush? Great.
You trying to get me beat up. See, my girl gonna be watching it. Alright, look, between me and you, SZA, don't tell her though.
Oh, yo,
Between
that's a
me and
good
you,
one. We both know.
you
It's
know what I
just
mean?
between you and I. If you could have one superhero power, what would you pick?
Mm, to get away with bank fraud.
Pink
Yep.
fraud. I picked being invincible, but I'm totally down with that. Are you Netflix and chill or hitting the club?
I'm a Netflix chill guy. I don't really rock with the club like that.
Are you
Mm,
winter or summer?
summer. I hate the cold. My fam from
Me too.
Detroit. I hate going up there.
Favorite snack? As long as
Hot
a flaming
Cheetos.
hot.
Yes.
Perfect choice. Perfect
Yes.
choice. Perfect choice
Yes.
of flaming hot. What is that your favorite snack in quarantine?
That's my favorite snack, period. Like,
What's
ever
your favorite thing
quarantine,
to eat
no
in
quarantine.
quarantine? Let's bring it back and give your girlfriend some props. What's the favorite thing that she makes that you love?
Mmm. She make a mean little lasagna. That's why I was talking about it earlier. Lasagna crazy. Crazy.
I love it. And the
Yeah.
last one, if you Do you have sorry, I was just the first thing that popped up was your, what's your Harry Potter house? And I know that you probably have no idea what that even means.
What?
Um,
Yes, I do. You tweaking?
oh, do
Yeah,
you
I do.
do?
Yeah,
You
yeah, I
have a
love
Harry
Harry
Potter
Potter.
house?
What? Come on, quit
Do
playing
you
with me. Voldemort, Tom Riddle, all that. We out here. Quit playing with me, man. Look,
Yes!
look, man.
I I
Look,
never thought I thought you were gonna be like, "I'm not answering that."
come on,
I would have
man.
ended on
No,
that because that is amazing.
I read all the books. I feel like I'm a Gryffindor dude, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I love the Hufflepuff's perfectionist type attitude. So I might be a Hufflepuff, you know what I mean? So yeah, we out here. Quit playing with me. Talking about I don't know it.
You know
Love Harry
what?
Potter.
That's what I get for fucking judging. That just goes to show ya. I never in a million years thought you would answer would have an answer to that question.
Love Harry Potter.
That is probably my favorite part that has happened all day today.
Yes, man. We out here. We out here.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much. I really can't thank you enough. And, thank you for joining. And I just, for everyone, make sure you check out, his album Better. It's on SoundCloud right now or all DSPs.
Mhm.
Incredible. Thank you so much. Stay safe, stay healthy.
I,
And I hope that we
I,
get to talk soon.
likewise. For sure, for sure. But I say we
I'll
friends
talk
now.
to you later.
All right, then. That's a bet. You stay safe.
Thank you. See you
All right.
later.